Hello there, I am Mr. BlubberButter, and I am playing Pixel Piracy. Now this one's been on my radar for a while, just because Steam has advertised for it quite a bit. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't really know much about this game, actually. I just know that I saw it quite a bit, and I kept thinking, I might get around to that. And I had some coupons that Steam sent me that were like $25, 25% off of the game, and they sent me 2 of those for whatever reason. However it is I got those, I don't even know. And it was compared to Faster Than Light, which I also have, and I'll probably do a comparison of. But this game is... I've actually played it some just so I can not be stupid while playing, and it is very, very difficult, even on easy. I'm sure you'll see when I set it up, and a lot of it's luck-based, but this first video is going to be more of a tutorial of sorts, because, I mean, man, I struggled with it a lot, so... yeah, take it or leave it however you want. This is not just a playthrough, it's also kind of a tutorial to try to get you to understand how to start the game, because, geez, it's difficult. And from what I understand, it starts slow and it builds up pretty fast. Yeah, let's just cover up that one. This was, I got to day 12, that's the farthest I've ever gotten. Princess mode, I'm assuming that just means easy. Let's see, what else do they have? Hardcore and arena mode. Yeah, no. I'm not going to go to any of them, I'll just leave it at the default. I am going to change his name to... Captain BlubberButter. Oh, butter? Oh, come on. What's the abbreviation for Captain? Fine. Captain BlubberButt. That sounds piratey. Start game. What do you think about Piracy, or however you pronounce it? I'm not going to do this because I have enough hard time with the monsters anyway. I like mystery, so I'm going to do that, but... I'm not sure what these choices actually do for you. I should probably have looked it up before I started this playthrough, honestly. The most recent event that happened in the land. More ship encounters? Long, dangerous nights? Yeah, I'm going to go with Plague again. And here, this makes a very, very big difference at the very beginning. You can choose either. The Falcon Blade is a nicer blade, which means for battles, your character's going to do a little bit better and survive a little longer and not die. The starting pirate can also be very helpful for battles or anything else you're doing. Whatever you do, don't choose this one. 20 gold is not a lot. Compared to these, this one is the weakest starting item you can get. I'm going to go with the Falcon Blade because that's how I've built him before. You can also go with the extra pirate, but don't get the gold. You don't need it. It's not helpful. These are way more helpful. And I'm definitely going with easy because even on easy, I suck. I'm going to go... I guess I'm also going to go with easy, although I think you could have advantages to having it knock back more, like knocking people off the ship and stuff. My gender is male last time I checked. I'm pretty sure I'm still male. Oh. Well, his voice is different, and their customization, I'm sorry to say, is not all that great. You know, you can change their presets. There's a whole bunch of random things. None of these look particularly good to me. I'll probably stick with that one, but I mean, like... You can change it, but you can't really scroll back, so... Ugh. I don't even know what I'm doing now. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to care too much about him. I don't know why I just put a strap over my face. Why not? We'll just leave it like that. Anyway, you can change the things if you want. I'm not going to mess around with it too much, since I don't think it makes much of a difference.
Son of a biscuit either.
Okay.
Ahoy, me hearties.
Why not? I don't really care. Like I said, this is the customization. You can mess with it more if you want to. I don't think it's particularly good, so I'm not going to bother with it. Begin the game. Generating world map. Now, like I said, this game is pretty difficult, so hopefully I don't act stupid. And a lot of it is luck-based. It's almost all mouse controls. A and D move the camera back and forth. Now these are taverns, and they are very useful late game. You see your morale meter down there? When it gets low, if it hits 0, if any of these bars hit 0, you die. Hunger will start making your health go down, and you'll die. Morale, it'll get low enough, and I guess you quit or something. I've never played this game of sound, so I didn't know they actually talked when you did that. Anyway, if you stay here, your morale meter will go up, and anyone's will, including your crew members. That is also important, because if your crew members' morale goes down, and you can only tell that based on the face above them, if green happy, a yellow, not very happy, red unhappy, and then they get like super pissed, and then they'll just start fighting you and killing you. For whatever reason they feel like. So you'll want to make sure you can get people at taverns to make sure they're happy. The other option is to pay them, but it actually gets pretty expensive to have to keep paying them over and over again. That sounds really awful, but, you know. Since I started off with the Falcon Blade, and you can tell by clicking on your crew section here, and go to Captain, you have the Falcon Blade. These stats over here on the left that I can't move my mouse to point at, but you guys can see them. Those are nicer than most of the items you can buy here for the little amount of money we have. So, don't bother with that. You can also go sell items there when you have them, you know, things like that. Food to help your hunger, but these, when you buy them, you will only be able to find it from ship setup and under food. So if you buy it, you aren't instantly going to have it in your inventory to eat with. I'm sorry to say, I don't mean to be rude with this, but I don't think their interface here is very good. I think it's needlessly confusing, not very organized, and a little more difficult to use. But once you get used to it, it doesn't bother you that much. Right here, you'll have the food here, and when you buy the food, it'll go under here. You'll have to click on that, click on the food, drop it on the ship. Otherwise, you can't use it. So if you have that problem, you bought food and don't know what to do about the fact that you're still starving, that's what you're supposed to do. This is one of the most important stores in the entire game. These are things you can learn. Cleaning, I'll explain that later. I don't need it right now. Cooking, you need these tools, and the way I'm going to play it right now, since this is the early game, and I'll probably split it into 2 Let's Plays, for the early game and later game. In the early game, you want to focus, or at least I did, on my captain, because the other characters will do stupid things, they'll rebel against you, they'll die. This guy's the only guy who's required to be kept alive, so you want all of the essential skills tied to him so you don't lose it later. Right now, since I have enough to buy one, I can either buy one of these skills or I can recruit a pirate. So right now, I'm looking at this. Cooking is really only good if you have fishing. Since I don't have enough to buy fishing as well, don't bother with cooking. Parry is useful. It helps you avoid attacks. Cleaning is important for keeping your morale up, but in the early game that doesn't matter as much because we can just go back to a tavern. Sail speed could be important. Bandage. Swimming is very, very useful, and I will show you why. I'm probably going to just go get swimming instead of recruiting a pirate, but that might be considered a really bad move. Ah, heck. I can always reload if I need to.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Yeah. Also, you can't click in this area, which has caused some frustration. If I'm trying to get someone to run away and so I'm just moving over, all of a sudden, now he's just going to stand here and not do anything. To make sure he goes to that. Yeah, people will follow me out, I guess. I'm a good buddy to everyone. Except for the people I choose to attack. And you could attack! These buttons down here. If you're having particular problems. That sound is going to get obnoxious. This is an attack, and I could choose to attack these guys. Doing so would be really, really stupid, as the entire town becomes aggressive, and they'll kill you. Quickly. Interact. This one is very important, and kind of frustrating. Let me hit pause so that my time's not going down. Space is supposed to be the interact button. You hit space when you're over at the people to do it, and unfortunately that's where it stops. They also have the interact button down there, which I think, sorry, is a really dumb idea, because when you're in the middle of doing something really fast, clicking over here instead of making sure your character moves, it just interrupts the flow, in my opinion. It's not like this really big, it's not a big deal, but I'd rather have it space if space was supposed to be the interact button, personally. Let's get to sailing. In order to sail, and it took me forever to figure this out because their tutorial sucks. Their tutorial really, really stinks. They did not do a good job with the tutorial, and this is in, I believe, pre-alpha state, so it's not done. They're still working on the game. But their tutorial were a number of pictures that just barely explained it, and I was left then for myself to figure it out. How you sail is you click on the world map, and this is how most of the exploring is done. You will see, in most cases, what is immediately around you. You can see down here that there's a pirate. You can try to attack the pirate or not. Another pirate. Their danger level is 1, which means I have a maybe 50% chance of surviving it. And then you have islands that you can explore. I'll start with an island so you can see that. And then when you click on it, you have to click Sail to Destination. Otherwise you won't move. And that took me a long time because I didn't know how to move my ship. That's how you do it. You have the percentage up here. This is going to tell you how close you are to getting to your goal. And if you're going longer distance, it's going to go up a lot slower. That's why you want to get things like better sailing, or eventually you'll get ship parts that you can start putting up here. A lot of times there's a store at the beginning that will sell ship parts, but that did not happen here, and this is randomly generated, so doesn't always help. Okay, he has 44 health. Is he the only inhabitant besides the crabs? Yes, he is. Okay, so I might have a decent chance. He has 44, I have 43. I have a nicer weapon than he does, I believe. Now you can click on these things here. Passives are very important. Those things I bought for teaching you how to swim and stuff, that would be passive. Did I buy 2 of those? No, I did not. Okay. Click on passive. Why is it not equipped? Oh, because I don't have TP. Yeah, TP is like attack killing points or something. You get that from killing people.
Ahoy, me hearties!
I don't know. It could go either way. Battle is really, really hectic, by the way. When you have multiple people, you cannot control them. In this case, it's easy, because there's only one person. My one guy is going to attack one person. It's as simple as that. But unfortunately, that is not always the case, and it is sometimes very frustrating. When you have multiple people, they'll just choose a random person to attack. And you're stuck dealing with that. I got a spear. Now, you can farm the crabs, and I will, but I will do it later after my health has gone up a little bit, because it heals a little slowly. Interact with that. We'll bring your morale up all the way. That's all the campfires are really good for. Treasure chests, you have to use the interact button. Got some more gold. Go pick the rest of it up off the floor. Let's see, is there anything else on this island? There's not, so now I'll just start farming the crabs, I guess.
Ahoy, me hearties!
Hopefully that doesn't kill me. They're not usually very strong, but they can still do some damn. Oh my, that crab is gonna kill me. Okay, I got that crab. I guess I'll use my first item. Click on your crew, click on my captain, and this is just a really slow process. And when you're alternating between equipments, you know, in between going to islands, this can get really obnoxious. So I hope that changes some too. Hold on just one second. Sorry about that. My wife came down and I was talking to her. I looked at the time. I've been running for this about 12 minutes, so it's about time for me to wrap it up, but I'll still explain some of this. Quick basics. When you get a ranged weapon, it'll probably just be a rock or something at first. When you find one, getting a ranged weapon gives you 2 attacks, so you can attack twice as often. That's very useful. If you have a ranged weapon, you want to give it to someone, and you'll probably want to give it to your captain, because he's the most important character right now. As far as consumables go, elixirs are very important in battle. You can hit space to pause in the middle of things, so when you have multiple people doing a whole bunch of random things, pause, go to your crew, select which guy is about to die, go give him the elixir. Right now, I don't need the elixir, so I'll give him something a little less immediate. Give him crab meat. I guess it's still pretty immediate. Brings my health up quite a bit in the early game. Later on, that's not as important. Grindstones are very, very useful. You have an 80% chance of upgrading, and they're talking about your weapon. So if I reuse this on this weapon, I have an 80% chance of upgrading it. Let me just use it once so you can see what I mean. Hopefully, see it's level 1 down there. Rank 1. Use it. Let's see if it changed. Rank 2, yes, and that'll change your stats some a little, raise it up. You want your ranks to be a little higher. Now there are 2 options for those grindstones. You can either save them, so when you get the higher level weapons, you can raise it up even higher, or you can use it immediately so that during the early game you're going to thrive. Either way, both strategies are totally valid. I just used one, but I usually hold on to them for a little while, but I haven't really gotten into late game, so I'm not the best person to ask about that. Once I get to late game, I'll be exploring it with you guys. Right now, I'm just explaining the basics. This, Looter's Cap. That'll be under the passive. Now I have TP. I still have 0 TP. I'm not sure exactly how I get it. I think just from fighting and killing things. I have lots of it in my other worlds, so I guess I can't use this thing right now. It needs 1 TP. You'll get that later. This will be a passive. When you wear the passive, they'll have different abilities. This one has 1 extra gold coin. Some of the other ones I had and did things like increased damage. One of them was armor, which gave me a lot more health points. Very, very useful, especially for your captain. One of them made your hits have 100% accuracy. One of them speeds you up. You know, just different things. These passives are very nice, but eventually you're going to find better passives to replace your old ones. Save those and give them to crew you might find, or sell them for money to buy other things. That's the first one. That's going to be our first video basic tutorial. And with that, I'm going to stop. And the next one, I'll go show you raiding some pirates and maybe even getting some more crew. Because, well, I only have 38 gold. Maybe I'll finish wiping out all these crabs and then start the next video with that. Either way, I'm going to pause. You all have a great day. And I will see you later. Bye.